Gentlemen, you've taught me new rules. I learned quickly. Are you proud of the new rules? Thank you.
Okay, it's unfortunate how things work out sometimes and how village reps at this point are different pages, township reps, but sometimes that's the way it goes. You talk about the best interest of this fire district. Is it the best interest of this fire district for two new board members to come on and try to weaken this chief and hack out this clerk? Is that in the best interest of a fire district, which a majority of the people in this town think is a wonderful district, and I hear compliments all the time. Nobody talks to me very seldom about anything that goes on at these meetings, the differences we have. So I think you better redefine your what you think is the best interest of the fire district. I have no problem with corrections and so on, but a 3% raise to employees that have been here forever, it just amazes me that the rest of the board can't get on board with this. And that's what I have to say.
Mr. Chairman, rebuttal?
Sure.
I don't believe my statement was intended to portray hacking out. Again, I think it's disrespectful for a board member to embellish the wording to his own gain.
Well, Mr. Chairman, if I embellish anything or say some opinion of mine is just horrible, if anybody else does it, I guess it's great. But if I let my opinions out and I don't try to fool you with them, that's a terrible thing. But anybody else, that's okay. Let them blast away.
That it?
Oh,
Any other new business?
A couple questions here,
Okay, Ken.
if I could. To the clerk, the EMS billing report for the month.
Excuse me?
The EMS billing, that account report for the month.
Okay. I
Where is it?
can get bank statements when they come in and give you a copy.
So we had an understanding that it would be once a month.
Right.
Okay, where is the last month's?
I will see if it's been received from the bank.
Okay. Little diligence in that activity, I would appreciate that. Because if you say you're going to do something, I would expect that it shows up in the reports.
As soon as I have it, I will.
Thank you. Also, this is mid-year, end of June here. I'd like the July report to reflect the payroll currently through the first half of the year, including expenses and where we're at with salaries and everything. I want to see how close we are to midpoint range, see if we're on base with that. So if you can provide the payroll report for the mid-year, I would appreciate that also. Okay. I have a problem here with this, what I would call a crisis. I think it's a crisis in ethics on this board here. I'm at a loss to figure out why Mr. Brodsman would characterize us as weakening the chief and a blatant attempt to weaken the chief. We have met with the chief on a number of occasions to try to solve internal problems that I think they should be handled internally and not come to the board's attention. I think we've done everything we could to promote better communications within the fire service. And if that is weakening and hacking, I think that you, sir, have a warped sense, certainly a warped sense of ethics. And I also would like to read a statement. Mr. Murray, we provided us with a well-written document about the purchase of flowers with public funds, which we asked you to research legally. And you cited Attorney General's rulings on a number of cases to that, and you referred to the area which is generally defined as public purpose. What is the public purpose of some expenses? And you're clearly absolutely correct when you identify that the state of Ohio has a hard time defining that. Basically threw it back to the boards to define what their public purpose is. However, if you go next door to the state of Michigan or you go to the state of Minnesota, they don't have such a problem. They clearly have ruled that flowers funerals are a legal expense in their state. type of stuff included in the document rather than just what you cited. You cited clearly the state laws, and I have no objection to what your citations are, but you define public purpose in a very ambiguous way. And I like to make my definition of public purpose if I can. I believe it important to mention the Madison Fire District is that we are financial stewards. Any responsible public entity should have a clearly defined position, which is to spend no more than is necessary to meet the public purpose of its existence. Public purpose is defined as an action or direction that purports to benefit the populace in its entirety. I see two views of government here in this district. One is direct leadership, and the other one is blurred bureaucracy. We must now choose, I think, which direction we're willing to take. I see a public mission which is best served by encouraging public participation rather than passive spectatorship. Again, we must choose the routes that will take with respect to the way we will communicate with our citizens and our partners, these folks. We have a shared public purpose here in the fire district. This is clear as being responsible citizens to all. My goal with this message is to announce my intention to attempt to reframe the ideals and goals of this district and forever change our everyday system of public communications. Finally, to remind all of us this is a unique contract we have with these folks. We share with the people here in Madison, Ohio. I expect to accomplish this by avoiding portrayal of this district as a laundry list of services by Madisonites, which they buy with their hard-earned tax dollars, but rather I emphasize our shared responsibilities to maintain a sound public structure of services and programs that not only create but enhance our collective quality of life here in Madison, Ohio. I wish to frame a system of respect and honest public discourse, and even encourage public participation in all elements of this organization. Currently, I don't believe that exists. While finances are highly important, it isn't sometimes always about the money. Many times it's folly to judge results by how much we spend. Often government spending is not equitable with superior output or results. And I'll give you an example. Advil, which is purchased at an airport gift shop, is no more effective than that is purchased here at Mark's or Walmart. Often it's not about a function of cost, but rather intangible elements. And those elements, I've always believed, are about people. This district is managed, staffed, and supported by people. Our service users are people. The public purpose of this entire district is to provide emergency support services for people who live and work here. That then is clearly our mission. That should be our goal. I am honored to be bound to work towards this process, which promotes the public purpose, my definition of public purpose, within this fire district, and will never tolerate motivations or exceptions which deviate from this stated mission. With these words in mind, I would encourage this board to let all these folks and any other citizens into a realm of district planning, programming, budget, and manning issues. I propose a district town hall type session, and everything is on the table, and not just at one of our meetings, but as an independent date. I propose that we do this in 60 days to give us some direction in this district. I strongly urge this board to take this action. Thank you. That's all I have.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Couple things. I don't know. Messages are sent to districts. And when a chief who's been here quite a while, you go into June and you haven't even given them a 3% cost of living raise, what kind of message does that send out to everybody around here that's paying close attention? What kind of message is that? If that's not weak